Welcome back. The Focus on Travel News website highlighted the most important reasons why tourists always are more attracted to Egypt as a destination for the vacation. Well, of course, we usually say actually that Egypt has it all, and whatever you are looking for during your vacation, definitely you will find it in Egypt. In addition, we have many efforts exerted to reach and to satisfy all kinds of tourists. Well, over the phone we have Mr. Ehab Kamel, the tourism expert and researcher in Egyptian archaeology. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. So first of all, tell us about the points that were discussed by this report.
Well, I'm not really surprised because in consideration to many other destinations, you will find that we don't have many winter destinations worldwide. Egypt is one of the very few winter destinations that provides a very rich product. Definitely there are many winter destinations in the region, but they do not offer the same product that Egypt provides, which is a product with a lot of variety between cultural, between leisure, and of course you can see that many people, they prefer this destination because it's a family-friendly destination. As you can see in these destinations around us, not many of them are family-friendly. Also, the price of the product, the rates in Egypt are very reasonable, especially that we're talking about a world that is suffering from an economic crisis. So Egypt provides a very rich product, reasonable standard of service, as well as a very rich product with a reasonable price, which suits many families, especially that when you look at a family and calculate it from an economic point of view, you will find that they travel 3 or 4 people at a time. So this has to be taken in consideration. So the source of attraction is the price and the quality, as well as the product itself, and it's actually rich. So basically speaking, Egypt provides a magical solution, especially in family tourism.
Actually, when you were talking about winter resorts, also talking about all of the Egyptian historical sites, we have first of all to talk about our competitive advantage. When it comes to this or the added value, definitely it is our competitive advantage talking about the historical and ancient sites.
Yes, definitely. When we talk about the historical sites, you have so many historical sites, and it satisfies the taste of the traveler, or different tastes of any traveler. If you are interested in medieval history, you will find lots of ancient historical sites that dates back to medieval period. And by the way, it's related a lot to the European history through the Crusades and things like that. If you're interested in Christian or Roman history, there are lots of historical sites that approaches this period, the ancient Egyptian, plus the huge number of museums that we have, the museums that have been added also lately, they provide a very rich product. Even those who are interested in fine arts, they have one of the great museums that has got one of the greatest art collections worldwide, the Museum of Muhammad Mahmoud Khalil. So basically, you can say that Egypt has got historical sites that satisfies all interests, which doesn't really exist in many countries, especially around us in the region. Around us in the region, you will find that some destinations, they borrow some of our pieces of antiquities to create a tourist attraction, which is something unrelated totally to their history. So this can give you an idea how rich and how profound the ancient Egyptian heritage is, which is a major source of attraction.
Because we are talking about these beautiful ancient sites, I will move on to the Merit Amen initiative that confirmed the password of the Osorian site that lies at the end of a long corridor. Well, tell us more about it.
Well, we have to understand that Abydos in general is a very important, and it was a holy site for the ancient Egyptians. If you refer to the ancient Egyptian mythology, you will find that the ancient Egyptians believed that the head of Osiris, after his body was torn into 14 pieces, the head of and thrown all over the country, the head of Osiris was buried in Abydos. And as a matter of fact, that is why Abydos was the place of pilgrimage in the ancient Egyptian times. The Osirian, that is supposed to be a temple or a religious building related to the cult of the god Osiris, but it's dating back to the archaic period, first and second dynasties. As a matter of fact, this place was considered to be the holiest place in Abydos. That's where the head of Osiris was buried, or this is what they believed to be the holiest area or the sanctuary of the whole pilgrimage place. So that is why it is so important. And the ancient Egyptians, when they used to come for pilgrimage, they had to visit the Osirian over there, because that's where they believed that they had the holy head of their god Osiris was buried. And actually, we believe that this temple or this shrine, it needs to be studied more, because it did not receive its fair share of studying by the Egyptian scholars.
Talking also about all the efforts exerted by the Ministry of Tourism and the concept of using IT in general, because we have to admit now that we have many of the official websites that will show and tell people all around the world how beautiful Egypt is, bringing them all about the beautiful sites, as you mentioned. In addition, now that we can see people are very much eager to find out more information about the place where they are going to visit.
This is absolutely correct. We are in the digital era, as they say, and this is considered to be very important, so that the people would gather enough information about the places where they are visiting. And I believe that we should provide, as we say, a website or sites that would cover all the Egyptian archaeological sites, not only just the famous ones, with the 3D techniques. But of course, we have to also protect our copyrights in these things. So I believe this can be a big project which can make a big difference in the Egyptian tourism.
Worth mentioning also, talking about the infrastructure when it comes to the new roads that now they are linking different cities with each other. I mean, if you are in a historical site, still you have the chance, for example, for one day to visit the Red Sea Resort to enjoy recreational tourism, and then back again to cultural sites. And I think this will attract more tourists using this concept in particular.
Oh yes, by all means, because basically speaking, you're talking about development. Without development of infrastructure, there's no tourism. The biggest enemy of tourism, or the biggest enemy for the traveler, is actually the traffic and the inaccessibility to get into sites on time. With this huge development in the Egyptian infrastructure, I believe that this is serving the travelers and making them having a better use for their own time, enabling them to visit more sites, even if they were resident far away from the sites, like on the resorts on the Red Sea, they can come and visit, for example, Cairo or Luxor, especially that now all the roads, all the highways have been upgraded. These motorways in the past, they were not up to the standard, because this also guarantees something very important, these motorways, which are guaranteeing the health and safety of the traveler, which is something very important, and it's something that we can make it as a marketing tool for our touristic product.
Right, Mr. Ehab Kamel, tourism expert, thank you very much for joining us. And I guess with this we come to the end of our breakfast show for today. And of course, on the behalf of all my colleagues here, my team in Breakfast Show, and my director, Hadia Osman, thank you all for joining us. And stay tuned for more coming up on Nile TV International.